Welcome back to Zwartkops, and a massive crowd coming out here to see the action at the Extreme Festival on Friday and Saturday. Yes, it was Youth Day, the 16th of June, and looking forward to some more action now from the Investchem Formula 1600s. Couple of changes for a couple of drivers, but more importantly, in race number 1, we've eventually seen a small chink in the armour for Julian van der Walt, and Cameron O'Connor is looking to capitalise on that. We're on board here with Craigie Nunes as we go a little bit further back in the field. Somebody stuck on the grid. Not quite sure who that was as they head down towards turn number 1, but definitely a car that did not get off the line as well as what it should have. Look at Stewie White trying to get around and help out. No, not able to do that just yet. I was going to say help out Cameron O'Connor to keep Julian van der Walt at bay. But van der Walt just put the car in between the two of them, and he's trying to maintain that second place. O'Connor has got a fantastic start again and leads this race. So as I was saying at the start of the race, there's definitely a chink in the armour here, particularly at Zwartkops, and Van der Walt has been found wanting twice there on the start. Can Cameron O'Connor keep his head this time and stay at the front? Oh man, not if he's doing that! He gets it completely sideways, up in the Sassel corner, and O'Connor is pushing hard to try and get a little bit of a margin between himself and the second place battle. And what a battle for second. Have a look at that. Van der Walt, White. Then you got them right on the tail. It's Benningfield. Behind Benningfield. It is a fantastic start this time from Liam Pienaar. Liam Pienaar getting a much better start than what he did in the first race. And he's now in the thick of it and in the hunt. Gillespie behind him. Then the Scopes. Then you got the LT, Lieutenant Colonel Alan Mayer. Dean Fenter behind him. Oh man, what a field of drivers here. Stewie White out of shape. Oh, that's a big mistake there. Just pushing a little bit too hard. Still on some cold tyres. Maybe needed to give it another lap. We see White coming back on track though, right at the back of the field. And a huge mountain to climb now. Let's see how far he gets up. He'll use all of his experience from karting as well as from international single-seaters, and hopefully be able to get up to the front end and get some championship points in the bag. We're on board here with Andy Schofield as they head up to the top of the hill. He goes defensive on the inside line. He's going to try some outbraking maneuvers to get a little bit closer to Dad. Ian Schofield just ahead of him for now. Liam Pienaar is applying pressure onto Benningfield, and Benningfield is starting to feel that pressure. See, just managing to keep the youngster at bay, but the two of them going at it big time. O'Connor hangs on though. Oh, and look how hard he's pushing Van der Walt. That's the second time we've seen a lock up there from Van der Walt down into G&H Transport Corner. So he's maybe just going to have to give himself a little bit of breathing room and wait possibly for the youngster to make the mistake. Most of these guys still just out of their teens or in their teens still. Remember, the man at the front end as he gets out of shape is one of the youngest drivers we have in this category. Has he been able to catch that one? I don't think he was able to. He might have just got a little bit out of shape. It has slowed him up. Here comes Van der Walt. Julian van der Walt will try and capitalize on that mistake now from Cameron O'Connor as he locked up and got sideways into turn 2. There's a look going into turn 4. No. Oh, problems here for Wesley Vosloo. The second of the Nashua Magars out and parked on the sideline. Not what he wanted, that is for sure. So, you can see it's just completely dead, trying to get the car to roll and to start at the same time. Van der Walt now applying the pressure at the front. The Wraith Driver SA versus the Motul machine there of Cam O'Connor. And the two of them are very evenly matched. Looking at their lap times, only 0.2 of a second between the two lap times of the leaders. They're getting away from the third place battle, and that is Benningfield versus Pienaar. Gillespie sitting pretty, waiting for a mistake from either one of those two battles ahead of him, and might be able to squeeze himself up onto a podium position. A little running wide there from Pienaar, that's going to cost him some time. Might give Brad Benningfield a little bit of breathing space. Down towards turn 2 again. This time a lot better from Cam O'Connor, but massive pressure from Van der Walt. He had a big look on the inside. Cam O'Connor saw him coming, shut the door. This is a nice... Oh, look at this. Stewie White has made his way up rapidly through the field and is now potentially going to be in the top 5. This is Alan Mayer's point of view. That is Stuart White just ahead, closing in on Schofield and looking to get past Schofield if he can. Benningfield hanging on for now. In fact, he's just been able to keep Liam Pienaar at bay. How awesome is this? This is Julian van der Walt's point of view. On his outside, you can't quite see him at this stage. It's Cameron O'Connor. Oh, I think O'Connor might have given him a tap. Yes, O'Connor's giving him a tap there. And unfortunately, that's put Julian van der Walt a little bit sideways, but it has put him in the front end of the field. So it must have happened as they went on the short straight there between Sassel and Kenwood, and the nose cone has gone. So Cam O'Connor definitely doing some damage to his championship aspirations, as well as to possibly a win for the day. It didn't quite go according to plan. He just came up behind Van der Walt, tried to squeeze him out, and Van der Walt was already past, so he lost a front nose cone and now has to try and finish the race, and potentially will be hindered by this. There's no doubt about it. These cars work on aerodynamics, and the nose cone forms part of that aerodynamic package. Let's see whether or not it's going to affect his ability to stay on the podium. Change up for Stuart White. He's now moved up into 6th place ahead of Ian Schofield. And nice to see Paige Lindenberg just ahead of Craigie Nunes. Donnie Lamola just ahead of her, so much better run this time from the fantastic racing car of Nunes, but much better as well coming out of the first race and Investchem ladies team. Oh, more damage and bits and pieces flying off the car in 2nd place there. Can you believe it? Nice to see Cam O'Connor not worried about losing bodywork. He's just maintaining 2nd place. Liam Pienaar has a good little bit of blood in the water. It smells like Brad Bedingfield, and he definitely wants a chance. He's on the inside. Bedingfield going to try and stay on the outside. What a move there from Pienaar. He's got through in the closing stages. This is the final lap. The checkered flag is waiting. Pienaar has timed it to perfection. Oh, what a dice. Van der Walt beats out O'Connor, and Pienaar gets his first national championship podium. What a drive from the youngster. The Phoenix Jewelers boy is going to be happy about that. So confirmation, Van der Walt, O'Connor and Pienaar ahead of Bedingfield. Gillespie in 5, Stewie White 6, 7th is Schofield, and Alan Meyer in 8th place. Despite that 6th place, Stewie White still hangs on to 2nd place and starts to close in on Julian Van der Walt. Down in 3rd place, Gillespie fighting hard. And look at that, Cam O'Connor up into 4th.
Cameron, a fantastic start in race 2, but not the ending you wanted.
Yeah, well, we finally got our starts hooked up. So I was in the lead for about half the race. I made a slight mistake. So then second, Julian came past me.
Jules, 8 starts, 8 wins.
Yeah, it's been an awesome start to the year. We've now reached the halfway point in the championship, and we haven't lost a heat yet. The racing's been extremely close. I mean, this last heat now, Cameron, he almost pipped us at the line. But, that's how Formula Ford is, and it's really good close racing. We've just been lucky enough to come off at the top. We've got a good car. The team's been working hard on the Investchem car, all the mechanics. So big thanks to them for all the help they've been doing, because without them, I wouldn't be able to have done what